Happy Friday to you. Hope you had a great week. I want to talk today about Taco. Look at this guy. Is he cute or what? I swear when I was a kid, they used to have those antennas for the TVs. If I'd had this puppy, I'd have parked him next to my TV and guaranteed I'd had a great reception. But Taco's got a little bit of a problem. It's a huge problem for his foster. Taco is 19 weeks old, and he can't seem to make it through the night without soiling his kennel. I mean, not just soiling it, smearing it everywhere. He's fine in his kennel during the day. He sleeps on the bed all night long if they allow him to do so, and never goes potty on the bed, never hops down off the bed to even go potty. And he's been doing this since he was 12 weeks of age. Might have been doing it sooner than that, but this is when his foster, who, by the way, her name is Charlene, and she is, a lot of people volunteer for rescues. They work with rescues. They're fosters. And then there are warrior rescuers, warrior fosters. Charlene is definitely that. And she and I have been collaborating on another dog named Snow White. And we'll be featuring Snow White on Facebook Live here probably in about a month from now. But this was a dog that was as feral as you could get as a dog. Very frightened of all human beings. And man, we've made some tremendous progress working together. So we'll be sharing that with you, and I can't wait to do so. But Charlene, she's a warrior. And I tell you, she's from the big state of Texas, where they have big steaks, big cars, big houses, and big attitudes. But you know me. Every now and then, you just got to put things in their proper perspective. Yeah, isn't Texas cute? There you go, Charlene. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it out there, you big old Texans, you. Okay, so we just had a little bit of fun here. Now let's get serious with this thing here. So this is a real problem. As you can imagine, you get up in the morning. I've been there, and I wonder how many of you have been there. There's nothing worse than waking up in the morning, starting to head down the stairs or head to the back side of the house there where that puppy's been in that kennel, and go, oh no. You'd rather wake up about a million different ways than to wake up to knowing that your dog has relieved itself in the kennel during the night, but not just relieved itself. It became Michelangelo in there. It painted the Sistine Chapel. It smeared it from one end of that kennel to the other. It's outside the kennel. I used to have a dog who did not want to go to his kennel and turned his rear end and it went out, trust me. So there's nothing worse than that. But when you're trying to create training, kennel train for many reasons, you just got to get past this. So due to the fact that this dog was okay in the kennel during the day, it was fine. When it slept on her bed, it was fine. That left a little bit of a head scratcher. So why are you going in there at night, but yet I can put you in there for the same amount of time during the day and there's not an issue? Well, let me give you a little bit of backstory on poor little Taco here. Taco did not have a really good sensitive period in life. I've talked about that before. Between 4 weeks and 10 weeks, and sometimes up to 12 weeks, if there's a latent onset, that is the critical period in a young dog's life, or what we call the sensitive period. Things learned in that time, traumatic things that occur in that time, will be baggage that puppy will carry for the rest of its life. Now, this puppy was, imagine this, 8 weeks of age, and he failed in 2 home trials. Yeah, a lot of people think they want a dog, they want to rescue a dog, they want to adopt a dog if everything goes perfectly fine. But as soon as the proverbial poop hits the fan, a lot of people bail out. They do. They're not warriors like Charlene. They just bail out and they give up on the dog. Okay, so he went to 2 homes at 8 weeks of age and got booted out. And now he's been with Charlene. And when he came into Charlene's house, he was malnourished. He had high resource guarding. He was terrified of men, terrified of Charlene's husband. And he had a strong and developed a very, very strong attachment to Charlene. And so much so that now he won't even go potty outside. Even if the other dogs go out and go potty, he won't go without Charlene going out there with him. Okay, so what's going on here? What is the problem? Why has Charlene not been able to get this under control? What's going on with my little man Taco over here? Again, about a 5-month-old dog at this point here. Well, here's the cause of it. Absolute certain. There's too many things that indicate to it. This is not a riddle. This is the reason why. First of all, at nighttime, when he's putting the kennel by himself, he suffers a massive stress response. And when that happens, if you know anything about the physiological stress response, one of the things that you do when you suffer a massive stress response is you literally pee your pants. And sometimes you poop. In other words, the body wants to get rid of that waste because that waste, it takes energy to hold it in, and plus it's extra weight. So very difficult. A lot of people can relate to that. They get very nervous, very afraid, and suddenly they make 10 trips to the bathroom before they have to get up and do that public speech that they've been dreading for weeks. Yeah, that's why. A massive stress response. But why a massive stress response? Because someone had tried to crate this puppy since he's just a wee little bitty guy. And the reason is that he needs social support. He needs it. He's terrified of men, but immediately attached himself to Charlene. So there's some little clue there about what he views as a possible threat, male or female, or just a particular look or a particular smell. That we don't know. But we do know that he attached himself to Charlene to such a degree that he doesn't want to leave her or even go potty out in the yard if she's not there. As long as she's around, he's fine. Hence why he can be in the kennel during the day and not have a problem. He hears her. He smells her. He senses her presence as she moves about the house, taking care of these other fosters that she has, doing household duties, taking care of work. She's up and about and she's active. But at nighttime, she's not. She's on the other side of the house in a bed, and it's quiet. And that creates a missing Charlene. A missing Charlene, which leads us to believe that we have a developing secure base attachment, an abnormal secure base attachment. It's kind of normal at this age that young Taco is to have that, but to the degree in which he's already displaying it, it's a little abnormal. A little bit of a red flag, more likely connected to genetics, which were then connected to some sort of environment in which the puppy had to deal with when there was a young little puppy. Yeah, a lot of baggage there now going forward there. So we have a massive stress response. Why? Because it is nighttime. And by the way, nighttime brings its own little terrors. A lot of people think that wolves trap or hunt all night long. No, they don't. They really don't. It's more of a dusk and dawn. Remember, they use their eyes more than any other tool. Even though their eyes have been adapted to see movement in low light, they're not adapted to see movement in no light. So again, nighttime is hunker down time as the pack. Try and find a safe place, warm place, hunker down time. So a young pup like this, at nighttime, when it's dark, that feeling of isolation, that feeling of vulnerability, missing Charlene, my lifeline, my little life preserver on a turbulent sea, is gone. Hence, massive stress response. Now, add to that diet. Okay, hard to go potty if there's nothing in you, no matter how massive your stress response is. So another thing that we did to work on this thing here, or another cause of this, was the diet. The diet itself, what was being fed as the last meal in the evening, and when the last meal was being fed. So here's what we did about it. Okay, so we immediately did a couple things. First of all, I recommended let's try some CBD, cannabidiol. Again, 2 active ingredients in the hemp plant, marijuana. One is tetrahydrocannabinol. You do not want to give that to your dog, or well, maybe, I don't know. Science hasn't found out yet. Sometimes it would help if a dog did not see a human as a threat. Instead, they saw a purple elephant. But again, that's science that's been uninvestigated, so we're not going to go down that road. Instead, we use the extract or the ingredient that will stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, slowing down that heart rate, bringing that oxygen down, bringing that stress response down, 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 down. So I recommended that she give CBD oil. Why oil? You've already proven we have a bit of a GI issue over here. So if I can give oil, I'm going to bypass to a great degree that GI, the gastrointestinal system, and just go ahead and immediately take effect. So I instructed her to give her dog CBD, and we're going to start off with about 0.5 ml for this particular dog with oil. And if you ever use cannabidiol for your dog, make sure, because that stuff is everywhere nowadays, Tons of humans are taking it, but do me a favor. Make sure you use CBD that was manufactured for the use in dogs. A dog's temperature is 101.5 to 103. That's a fever for you. You give a dog human-grade CBD, you'll have to give it at least 4 to 5 times as much to achieve the same efficacy at the lower amounts for your dog. So make sure you use dog-specific cannabidiol. All right, so give cannabidiol. That will help inhibit the stress response. Lower the dog down in that arousal column. The evening meal, we moved to 1 hour before bedtime. 1 hour before bedtime, and we shifted it to kibble because she was getting some chicken and rice and I think some sweet potatoes and a few other things. That's fine for early in the morning. Early in the morning, throughout the day, it's been proven there's no massive stress response. But at nighttime, there is. Give dry kibble only. Only dry kibble. Nothing that will speed up the system. Nothing that will irritate the system. We give it 1 hour. Another reason why we only give kibble for a 19-week-old dog, your typical 19-week-old dog, even though this dog has an elevated metabolism, but we're taking care of that with the CBD, is the fact that kibble will work its way through the system in about 8 hours. So do the math. Okay, if I'm going to bed at 10, I give the dog kibble at 9, well then I have a really great chance that the dog will not have to eliminate until the early morning, 5, 6, maybe possibly even 7 a.m. So by moving the biological clock and resetting it, we push it up to here. If the dog does eliminate in the middle of the night, it's doing so with something left over that it received during the day. So again, with dogs like this, if you're having a problem, no treats during the day. If you're doing training, don't use treats. Pet. Good boy. Crate taco. Love you, dude. Man, I don't want ears like yours. I want your ears. Those are the most awesome things in the world. That's what you do. You don't give treats because treats do nothing more than pass through the system as well. And you're just giving the dog more ability to eliminate in the middle of the night. So we did that, switched it to kibble. Then I told her to record her voice, if she can, in a soft, soothing tone and play it on a continuous loop in that room. Okay, well, she didn't get that done. She instead played a soft, soothing nature sounds. Okay, that works for a lot of dogs, and also classical music. Again, the soft classical music. Don't be going no Beethoven on me and everything. Make it soft and quiet. It's been proven. A lot of studies have been done in that area. So do that as well. And then finally, make that crate into a den. A den. A den for young pups there, that is safety. When I'm in that den, I'm imprinted. I was in that when I was born. Again, even if you're a dog, you were never born in a den, you still have the instincts of animals born in dens. So any snuggling that you did with your siblings up against mother, up against her abdomen, her back, inside of a whelping box, all of that serves as a den, and a den equals one thing: safety. Safety. So by making that a den-like kennel, if I'm going to be attacked in this dark by myself, minus Charlene, well, at least they have to come to the front of it. They can't attack me from the top, from the sides, and from the back there. And that's what those open-air kennels do. They increase the sense of vulnerability. I cannot flee. I cannot run. I'm stuck in a trap that I can be attacked from every angle. So again, this isn't new news. This has been studied by just about every darn major behavioral institute in the world. Dens equal safety. It's why you ever see an anxious dog, a dog's fearful, under the bed they go, under the coffee table, under the park bench, under the chair, under the dining room table. That's where they go. Dens equal safety. So all of these things contribute to lowering the stress response, and others contribute to the diet and the timing. And when you work all of these things together, Again, no drum roll like Charlene said this morning. We're not going to be beating on any drums just yet, but I'm here to tell you we are on the right trail because last night when she implemented all of these was the first night that she's woken up to a happy, clean taco and a happy, clean taco casa. Yes, it was awesome. And the feeling of joy more than anything, it's not the mess. I get that. The most important thing is this, right there. Yeah, quality of life. Quality of life. This is where the real rescue occurs. Right here, getting this under control so we don't drag this with us into the future. And now all of a sudden, Taco turns 2, and now we have a dog trying to rip its teeth out, trying to get out of a kennel. Now we have grown into entrapment phobia. Yeah, we don't want to go there. We want to stop this thing right here, right now, get all this under control, control the stress response. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to walk around a little bit more today, staring down to my beloved Alaska and cute little old Texas over there. But I'm telling you what, in that cute little Texas is someone by the name of Charlene with a heart bigger than the state of Alaska. Good on you, Charlene. We need more people like you. We need people willing to sacrifice to make that little guy have an incredible life. And I know a lot of you are doing that. So let's get busy getting that thing done. You guys got any questions? Send them to me. You want me to feature your story on Facebook Live? Send it to me. I'll get it out there, I promise to you. Be safe. Have a great training day. If you're suffering from the same problem, take notes. See you tomorrow.